Alfino, Lex, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Flamin, Ori Boulder, and Kultane. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminsa. They should be arriving any minute now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. Quite. But what wonderful news. To think that our reunion is close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alfino. Ah, Thancred and Kryl. What brings the two of you here? Kryl and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. Not well, I'm going to assume. And we may have found the answer. Oh, okay. Lex, when you were fleeing Uldar with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish that the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. The battlefield where Lex found the Ultima weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryl and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether therein. The two of you, alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryl while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Lex come along, who will see to Flamin's grand homecoming? When you put it like that, very well, I will trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will at the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stone to make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Laminsan docks? Certainly. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. There they are. It's good to see you, boys. And Flamin. Is that... By the gods, it is you! Well met, Lex. Well met. If it isn't Lex... Really, you didn't have to come all this way just for us. Nonsense, friend. My pleasure. Oh, Lex, how have you been? Come here. Let me have a good look at you. I can't give her an old woman voice. She's like 30, I think. Thank the 12. One hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Harnish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most. But we made the most of it, didn't we, Kultane? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak to my daughter. Oh, yeah. About that. Yeah. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me, I am sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones. She took that better than I was expecting. It's a good thing, of course. You can't hide from me, Thancred.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business, then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you've favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
Don't push the man, my dear.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
Don't push your luck, Kryle.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Uldar. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed.
She's more of the older brother type.
But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every Scion's. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then
It's a
for
good set of
Minfilia's
friends
sake,
you got yourself,
let us pray
Minfilia.
that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Those are some good-ass friends. A little bit jealous. Speaking of... Oh, it's great to be back in the toll. It even smells like adventure. Home at last. I must make my rounds and see who remains. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us, just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. I'll meet you inside, lads. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I would join the search. Oh my, decisions. Huzzah! He is returned! Together my brother and I shall serve the Scions till the breaking of an 8th dawn. Oh God, what in those 7 hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why you, brother? You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained, that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight sire alongside you. Yet now that you're here, I sense you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Harnish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Echo brothers there. Isla d'Or. I heard it all from Aliran. So, where is she? If I'm to greet the songstress of Ul'dah, I would do so on my feet. The secret oneself in a ship's hold, secure passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Brave, grant me a moment longer at least. Though I am happy to oblige you, my legs are rather less accommodating. The old man in the corner. We could do more of that around here. I'd felt reunions with stoner companions. Brings a bloody tear to the eye. I worry that Armgus is getting a bit carried away. Suppose I can overlook it on this occasion. We must tell the children at once. They've always been so fond of Hori. When our comrades betrayed us, I feared all was lost. How wrong I was. Alian, Efemi, it fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She is well, though aboard on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. It's good to see her fitting in. Taking a little peek, are we, over there? Oh, they're from the, they're the Scions that help you. The, what are they called? In the duty assist, whatever the fuck it's called. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing. Others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alfino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll all be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. That's my girl. Thancred and Kryl contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them and Ishtola in Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Hello, everybody. How you hanging? My apologies. I see I am the last to arrive. So, what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of the Ultima weapon's destruction, a ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin, there is no other explanation. But there is more. When I studied the site where Ishtola used to flow, it appears that not 2, but 3 beings had been affected. Yet, unlike Ishtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating on a sea of ether. Though this, too, is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Heidelin, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So, let us consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Ishtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. So you're thinking that Heidelin, fucked with Flo and caused her to travel to Heidelin? You are implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her body and soul unto the ethereal sea? In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Sharlian construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. I feel like she pops up every patch just to be a Deus Ex Machina. We're going to get on her nerves, and something's going to snap. Surely. I'm fine with it. She's a fun character. Hello, old bat. How you doing? Once again, we've come for your gubbin. Any gubbins for us? Oh, what a surprise. Well, What secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Though it pains me to admit it, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Antitower, but we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If it is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our given course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Antitower was sealed, save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will we be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. You, Baldessian girl, you're staying here with me. I need your help to restore the wards to their original state. The rest of you can go, on the condition that you clean up the mess in the tower. If you encounter any unruly familiars, you to tend to them. Those are my terms, and I'll hear no argument. Fine by me. Well, it appears the mistress has spoken. Lead the way, Lex. I'm pretty good at stabbing things. This is no worries to me. Dungeon boss. Oh! The fuck are you? Hate that. What did your friends in the forum get up to, Matoya, that this is what they do? Phase 2? Phase 2. Oh, hate that. Hate. Kill. Yeah. Give me. Yes. Away, foul creatures. Away. Hate. Ew. No. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Oh, one of my jelly beans. Oh.
Feel. Think.
Hello, Heidelin. It's been a very long time. Had a haircut. You look different.
Space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
Oh, I'm Minfilia.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
That's okay.
Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world.
Ooh, please do tell. Fan of...
Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
What's so important you're willing to sacrifice
Before
yourself?
there was life in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
It doesn't... Do you mean, like... What's the word? There are alternate dimensions? Different versions of us? Is that what you mean?
Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining.
So they're bringing about calamities because that makes Zodiac whole. Okay. So there are 13 reflections, if you said that properly. So we've got... We're the 7th.
Times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
What's so important that you would sacrifice yourself for it? Oh, Minfilia. Ah, it's gonna be a bitch of a thing to tell Thancred. Oh, and Flamen. Oh, that's not gonna do me any favors.
You've had another vision, haven't you?
Hey, Thancred. How'd you
Let
go?
us return to Master Matoya's cave. Everyone will wish to hear what you saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Zhoosh.
Still in one piece, are we?
Just about, you old bat.
Well, did you learn anything?
Where to start?
The word of the mother? I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Menphilia, and if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Menphilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone?
Yeah. Yeah, Alfie, no. She might be.
But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Wide words. Wide words.
Must you be so ungentle?
Words. Yes, honestly.
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight,
Yep.
to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
Many and more have died in our name, Alfie. No, Noraxia, was that her name? The fairy? All those who died when Julia came a-knocking? Julia now? I'm sure many and more died on the night of the bloody banquet.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly.
Exactly.
Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
If those words were all that was needed to resolve yourself, the world would be a much brighter place. However, Thancred, I think, is going to need to take a little bit more convincing.
Thancred, wait!
He's not going to take this lying down. I get the feeling.
No, this is all wrong.
She's not coming back, is she? She did what she thought was best. I know that. I do. To give all for her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we must. What greater calling could there be than to stand against the dark as defenders of light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. That's the point, Alf, you know. We sacrifice so that others don't have to. You have made me sacrifice far more than most. Infilia was the only person in the Scions who I could really count as a friend to begin with. The Scions were pieces of shit for almost the entirety of ARR. You've only grown on me since Heavensward. I still haven't fucking forgiven Thancred, but my failure was a good one. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Flamand. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. He may have insight into what the world told us. As for you, Lax, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Emmerich while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhaps you should pay him a visit. Oh, okay. Alright, Fermi. I would love to speak with the Lord Commander. He's one of the few
Pleasure to
brothers.
see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation.
I did.
Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless
It
to
was
say,
very
we
good.
could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples.
Oh, that's good. Finally gonna
You
put
and
this to
yours
bed.
have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance.
That's fair.
Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change.
Still not recovered from your wound, I see.
Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
I would heed her advice.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the True Brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the Zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead.
I would be glad to be there.
I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late after all.
Very well, sir.
Oh, and one more thing.
Yes?
A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
That would be fabulous, Eric. That would be fabulous. So you will have to forgive my misgivings. The last time I had a drink with someone, they ended up in a deep sleep. Ought to be dead. Having a drink with members of high society has never particularly gone well for me. Ah. Arturel, my boy. Well met, Mistress Isui. Have you spoken with the first commander yet? Amanda Lane. Ah, fancy running into you here, old girl. Gave me a bit of a shock. We'll talk later, yes? Like the fury you're here. Mistress Isui, I'm not sure what my lord intends, and that troubles me far more than when I do. You have your work cut out for you. Grand reveal, my dear. The Lord Commander said you would come, Lex. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Aymeric wanted a symbol which would endure after this conference is concluded. I think you will be pleased with the result. 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from the journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. Certainly. If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come far and wide to attend the ceremony, you may meet Lords Arturel and Amanda Lane, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. Yes, I bumped into them previously. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Aymeric was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more of a fighter, too. More than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things. And he'll do it by the Fury. Me and my friends and family. We all believe he can do it. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just a peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand. We've all got a filthy fear of being bathed in dragonfire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. I'm glad to see the rumors were true. Well met, Mistress Isui. And fear not, I've no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofni may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. It would be very funny, though. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault. If you had told me then we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make a fantasy reality. And here I am, laboring to make it so. Good man, Atwarel. Lord Atwarel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury, take me. They would defy Sir Aemeric's commands. If they dare attack Vidofni, it will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were our Lord of House Forton present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Manolane while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge, unlike to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. That's fair enough. I'm used to babysitting. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. Gotta slap some sense into those convictors. They're all a bunch of shites anyway. The amount of times the convictors have tried to fucking murder me. I have like 5 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but 5 nickels. You know the rest of the saying. I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl, guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Atwarel thought I might be derelict of my duties, huh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may. Right there. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old girl. Come, Honorar, I must return to my rounds. Oh dear, do be careful, my lady. Well, at least he's taking it seriously. And he has the right idea. Roaming wolves would be terrible for peace conference. Wolves slain, my sir. Lex Hisui, wolves bane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds, and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made that arsonist confess. Clever, that. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Getting the runaround treatment, Thancred. Welcome to the club. Fancy meeting you here, Lax. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Hopeful heretics. That's always a good sign. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if ever I saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there's no left to do but enjoy our well-earned respite. Somehow I doubt that. Oh, and this should of course go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Otterell wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Oh, okay, clicked. For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Lex. I'll join you anon. I'll be wandering too far, Thancred. Ugh. Always good to see people eating and drinking.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
Thank you, my dear.
Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
Thank you, my dear.
Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting.
It is definitely something worth celebrating.
When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
My condolences, but I can't help but feel a little twinge of sarcasm to those words.
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it.
Ah, shit. Fuck. God fucking...
Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This was never your fight.
my son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
And you were the ones who sent him to die.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them.
They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen.
Oh?
They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Oh, fuck.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping.
Not. Not what I meant to be doing, Thancred. Has it all gone to shit?
Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
I thought so. What's she done?
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter.
Shit.
Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy.
It wasn't these bloody dragons.
Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
Wasn't these bloody dragons. Put your fangs and your claws and your steel and your knives into Nidhogg all you like, Hraesvelga and his brood have done naught and nothing to earn such ire.
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Shit, Emmeline.
Yes, my lord.
Oh shit!
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward.
Shit,
This
Emmeline.
is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
Emmeline. Fucking mongoloid.
What have you done?
I only did as you ordered, my lord.
Shit.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
Fuck. Well... I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given the First Commander and Lord Artoirel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said they would be returning shortly, but until they do, what will be done? Lord Manelaine has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. Damn it, Emmeline. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that you need precise commands. You can't just say stop them, or they'll do the first thing that comes to their mind. Arrest that woman. Get up there and stop her. Bring her down from there. Do not kill her if she fights back. There are... Shit. I'd heard rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? Well, I say him and Sir Emmerich can take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. They'll not be taken by him by that rot again. They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it? Or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kingsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. My wife and I fell fleeing with the others at first. The chirurgeons tended to our bruises afterward. Those mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? This is going to go down in history as one of the worst decisions a man could ever make. Well, what say you? So, the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. At the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not loved lost ones? Not loved lost ones, not lost loved ones. I knew which words were about to happen, and I still fucked it up. Lord Otwarel and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak to Lord Manlane. I somehow doubt that he has moved in Ilm since last we saw him. My apologies, Lex. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman who Lord Manlane ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive. Others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The chirurgeons are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood in the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned. Not many are willing to keep going. You spoke with them then, I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before and will do so again. If we can but find the means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Emerich's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Lex, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Certainly. Get up, Manlane. You're going with her. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions, in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honora. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honora? Honora! I could have sworn he was... At least he cares for him. For drinking. Oh, that's not drink.
Honora! No, no! What have they done to you? Honora! Honora!
He has had to take the brunt of it for you, my lord.
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost.
You are beaten down, Onawa. Stop. Let us get you a Kairajan. Let me heal you, at least.
But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onawa?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairujin without delay.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
You were supposed to act with the dignity and and intelligence of a man of your station.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
Oh.
You know nothing about me.
Yeah.
I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed.
Probably the wrong moment in time to try and say that to him.
Learn to live with it. I have.
I will take him to the Kairajans. It is the least I can do. You spoke what he needed to hear, Thancred, and I appreciate that. But are you okay? I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there is naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. I know this, but I have no desire to wait for the lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. This is not a patch for the keep your hopes up, people. This is very squarely in the world fucking sucks camp. Your commander, Count. Word of the demonstration its resolution outstripped you, Lex. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. 'Tis rumored that my youngest's lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? No, it was... that's pretty accurate. I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of this misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we were poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and that vengeance it begets, only for that too to be taken away. Is it any wonder that they were left bereft? For what was this sacrifice? Have we naught to show for our suffering? I thought peace a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmond, and ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our peril. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it, I must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorying in their excesses. What they need is a common enemy. What they need is a war with Garlemald. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spare other disillusioned souls to retrace them. But, as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear, unambiguous enemy and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear. Yet we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eosian Alliance for joint military exercises, to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would be just the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies, a unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against a coalition of the allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we are as strong and united as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, it is true, but if we should be defeated, even to hold our own against the cream of three nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well. You may count on my support for what little it is worth. However, I have one request. I would have my son Emanelain take part in the grand melee. By his deeds he has brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Lex, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for the grand melee. Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he has not already returned, he will soon enough, making every effort to avoid me. I'll try my best. Honestly, this is a pretty good plan. Obviously, I am the warrior, Eosia's warrior of light, but at this moment, I'm also a ward of House Fortom, so I don't know if I would ever actually be able to interfere in any of this. So that is their solution, a grand melee to unite the people. And what part would you have? Would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You, whom they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come so heavily to rely. And will you oblige them when this proposition is made? Will you stand for Ishgard once more? It is getting to be a bit much, isn't it? You say that, and yet here you are. Here we are. This is, after all, the life we chose. In any event, let us not forget that the Ascians sought to profit from this war. To put an end to it is to put an end to their plot, and that, my friend, is ever a worthy cause. So, for this grand melee of his, Sir Emeric wishes to field a force comprising both his Temple Knights and Hilda's Watch, yes? I can only imagine what you will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go and see for myself. My dear? Well met, Lex. Have you spoken with Sir Emeric? I have. He has a plan. A fairly decent one. I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Emeric would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. And it is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. Thancred's been telling me all about Sir Emeric's grand soiree. Seems we're expected to join him. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, because we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, seems the first commander's gone and handpicked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Will you be fighting too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favourite lordling, have you? I thought not. On the assumption that he is not to be found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I will search Foundation and you the pillars. I carried Onoir to the manor. Our best chirurgeons are tending to him as we speak. He has yet to wake, but surely he will. He'll be fine, Onoir. He just can't eat now. So father has volunteered me for this grand melee of theirs. My beloved family, always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just... You wouldn't understand. How could you? You are free to be the woman you want to be, whereas I am a son of House Forton. Don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it, until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, for a place. All around me, brave men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. I suppose I had convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Onoir, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame. But in the end, there was only me. Only me. So, you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I will go to Sir Emeric, and I will make my own decision. Good. He's grown a backbone. He's becoming a person.
Lord Commander, if I may? I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
Pointed question.
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
Well said, Lord Commander.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You will take charge of the Ishgardian forces.
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emeric leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more.
Much as I appreciate the request.
An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side.
This will make the battle a little bit one-sided.
I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time?
I doubt this will be the last, Lord Commander. But again, how can I deny such a heartfelt plea?
Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
Gods help me, I think I might be love. I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating too. Your presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. And did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? It was a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician more practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment, I was very inspired to pledge myself to the cause. But that would be improper. This is their fight and yours, but not mine. Sir Emmerich informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The grand melee will be held there, and we held here, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, and in sight of the capital. An announcement has been made, and Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us, Lex. It must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pit yourself against Allied forces. Outside of Kartner, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. I appreciate the, Lex, you honor us with your presence. There is a scurrilous rumor going around that you'll be taking the field with the Ishgardians. Yeah, it isn't true, is it? Sorry, friends. Sorry, but I am spoken for upon this day. There she is. I say, when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing. Never mind. To think that we are mere moments away from facing the cream of Eorzea's soldiery in battle. That I am... yeah. What if? What am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories I will tell Onoa when he awakes. That is... I am ready, old girl. Are you? I am. By the Fury, how could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it is sudden, but we believed the men would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Forton into battle. Pray, do us this honor. I am a member of your ward. I am a ward of your house. It would be an honor, my lord. Pippin! Pippin! All right, Raban. A worthy fight.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
Oh, me and Raban. Okay. Do I get to see you at full strength, Raban? Cyclops! Cyclops! Everyone on your guard! Ah, it'll be fine. Take care of that for us, would you, Thancred? He's getting in the way. Oh, good shot, sir. Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Knows how to get aggro, he does. Oof. Daft sod. You heard the man. Back to it. All forces, form a line on Lex. Now. You've no need to protect me. And you would be a fool to assume you can assault the general so carelessly. Very well, General. Well, mate, I will not lie. I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all. I'll be fine, Imric. It's the General you need to worry about. This shall be glorious. Don't worry, man. I'll be quite alright. You just need to focus on keeping yourself alive. Maybe a little bit, overgive this. Come, General. How gracious of you. Huzzah?
Did she win? Then we...
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard!
Not half bad.
Well fought, my friend. You truly are the warrior of warriors. Thank the Fury you were on our side.
Yes. I was willing to sit this one out. But I think I'll take a fight with Alda. I think I'll take a fight with General Raban.
Oh, my lungs are burning, and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and blood.
I clicked again. God damn it.
The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
You still aren't forgiven, mate. There's only so much we can forgive.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
If it weren't for the sarcasm dripping off of that, I would almost take it as a compliment.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn.
It was quite good.
On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
Nothing better than a big fight.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people.
You'd know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you, Nanamo?
Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
It's nice to see a splash of colour in this white winterlands. Not with the Cyclops.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way.
Never in doubt.
Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle.
Don't let them hear you say that.
"'Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns. Make that 2 dozen. Still, as Y'shtola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on, one at a time. One day at a time. As Minfilia would have done.
You'll get through them all. Don't worry, Thancred. This just about makes up for you eating all my food that one time. Alright, Pippin. As long as I live, I shall never forget that duel. It was inspiring and humbling in equal measure. I feel honor bound to point out, however, that my father was fighting one-handed. All's balls. I had forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had the privilege. Not since the Bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Back then, the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you your victory. I know how far you've come, how much you've endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day, when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Ishgardians and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us. Lead on, Father. Said your goodbyes. Just about. In all the years I have known Raubarn, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy in defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eorzean alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Lex. You made this happen. We have done it. Nay, you have done it. You have brought us the victory we so desperately needed. And there is naught left but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what reception awaits us. Shouldn't be too bad, I imagine. See you around, my dear. Amanda Lane, friend.
My lord!
I think you need to hit the gym. You can't be puffed after just that.
My boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it, which I have been told some women may find appealing.
Oh no. Oh, he's learning all the bad bits. Oh no, my boy.
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Well, let's put that theory to the proof, shall we?
My lord?
Don't take the young boy out to find women, Amanda Lane.
I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eorzean alliance, and I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The Fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emanile, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
You have done well, Amanda Lane. Be proud. Still a little shit, but be proud.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Stola and the others.
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
Does feel like the world is trying its damnedest to stop this conference, but I would love a drink. Maybe one that I pour myself, though. They say you jewel General Rauban within a ring of flames. I did not think the man so ostentatious. Would that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, I returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Minfilia had reached an impasse. I subsequently learned that you had left for Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep to myself for a time. I am wont to rely on you overmuch when we are together, and I needed time to think, to reflect. I still do, I suspect, but matters here seem to be coming to a head. In short, there are some things I feel I must say, though nothing so urgent that it cannot wait until after the conference. So let us make for Falcon's Nest, see if Lord Artoirel has need of our assistance. Well met, Mistress Isui, and thank you for looking after my brother. They say he fought bravely, that he did not dishonor his house. But you, my lady, to you we owe everything. As you can see, we have made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, and that all would be welcome to attend. And so they came. By the grace of the Fury, they came. The ceremony will not be a lengthy affair. There is still much to be done. I would speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you and Master Alphino, you will do naught but enjoy yourselves. Is that clear? If any dare beg assistance again, I will have words. Shall go and speak with the man Elaine, then. Well, there you have it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall we wait, or have you other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? No. Excellent. I only hope Thancred and the others will not be late. Epochal events do not come around very often. Ooh, that's a lot of people. Hello.
The appointed hour approaches.
Aye.
You would have her watch.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Ah, okay. She wants to see you fail.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Have I ever done otherwise?
Vidofnir. Okay.
The White Dragon!
Ah, how long it hath been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
There's been many thousands of years.
Daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearned to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer. Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought.
That's Count Edmond. You just can't see his head.
Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we, the living, can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
That's a nice way of spinning it. Like that.
Betwixt our peoples yearneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
Watch it flutter away.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace.
Managed to shock a
The
dragon.
dream
Well
they
done to
shared
Masons.
shall be ours once more.
It would seem that the world is determined.
Your bow!
Shoot him, Emer. That's not a Stinian. That's Nidhogg.
Child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thordan? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution. Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall scape my wrath. None shall scape my revenge!
Seven hells.
Cut you down here and now, Nidhogg.
Damn you, Nidhogg.
Every single bloody time. We can't do this a third time.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
So let's kill the bastard and be done with it! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg!
assume that was Aymeric agreeing with them. There they go, the lasts of the guests. Having come hither with hope in their hearts, they depart with hatred and bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some small hope that what you had seen in Azizlar was an illusion, perhaps. But he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Aymeric. For a mercy, Vidofnir's wound was not mortal, or so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away to Annex Shrine to receive care from her brethren. Away, foul demon. We can but hope her recovery is swift. But such was surely Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation not only to the children of Thordan but to his kindred. War is coming, and ye who do not stand with us stand apart. She was an example. A message to her brood, another instrument of his vengeance, like Estinian. You'll get him back. Don't worry. When I said I wished to speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes the need more pressing. There are things I must say. Not to the warrior of light, or even my fellow scion, but to you, Lex, my friend. Strong word. But not here, no. But of course, the intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. You come with drinks this time instead.
That took longer than expected. You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I. In our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshvon called it. I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight. And why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was. I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him.
And we will, Alfino, we will.
When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Aymeric and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Aymeric is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try.
We will, Alfino. To my understanding, his will is strong enough we need but prize the eyes from his personage. Easier said than done, I'm aware. But it's possible. We will find a way to save him.
We will. I know we will.
Thank you, Lex. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I am glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all of our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Right, that is quite enough solemn introspection for one day. I think we will both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at Fortemps Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any longer. Yet again, we walk an all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved. And now it is our turn to return the favour. Hear, hear. Let no one say that the Scions do not repay their debts. Indeed. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our friends? If we stopped looking for Ida and Papalima? Or if we gave up hope of bringing Minfilia back? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand the true nature of this star, of the rift between Zodiac and Hydaelyn, and of the Ascians' aspirations. Speaking of, she said something about the moon, I think. Does that mean that the moon is Zodiac? It would explain why the Ascians were up there. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. In any event, I think it's time we step back from the fray and carefully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph, but we will find a way. Well. Oh, the blood's all clean. That's a good start.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis, and understand what it takes to win a war.
They do.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
I think that's a compliment, Ryle. Ah, the Warrior of Darkness. What have you got up your sleeve this time?
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, The future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragon Song War.
Bloody hell, even more? Caution, Ida, that is all I ask. Do not be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know more. Something happening in the background. Looks like that'll end soil to me. A face I've not seen before.